Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of GCW, Local to Global 1987. We're back with some GCW. And we're here for the 3rd of February, Fuel. We've got 3 shows. This episode we've got Fuel, we've got Rival Pro TV, and we've got the first ever special on NBC for GCW. So let's get into Fuel. So we've got our pre-show match, Hector Garza versus Grandmaster Sexay for our High Spots match, and Grandmaster Sexay gets a victory over Hector Garza with the Tennessee Jam. Alright, we're starting off the show with The Rock cutting a promo, the GCW champ. And out comes The Undertaker, and then out comes Mankind. And Shawn Michaels books those 3 in a 3-way match at No Love Lost. So that'll be your main event for the pay-per-view. That's going to be next episode, so 90. Alright, starting off the show with Farouk and Al Snow facing off against Otto and Joseph, and they have excellent chemistry, which is fun to see. Al Snow pinned Joseph with a snowplow, and it did alright. Joseph and Otto did better than I expected of him. And afterwards, Al Snow challenges Farouk for the Hardcore Championship, so we'll see where that leads. Raven is cutting a backstage promo on Dustin Rhodes. These two are facing off at No Love Lost on pay-per-view. Perry Saturn's in action. He gets a victory over Ahmed Johnson of the Nation of Domination with the Rings of Saturn. Makes Ahmed tap out. And afterwards, Perry Saturn grabs a mic and he challenges Stevie Ray for the television championship at GCW on NBC 161. Backstage, Shawn is talking to Show-Rock, and he tells them that if they can beat the New Age Outlaws in a match next week, then they can face DDP and Brian Pillman at No Love Lost. So it gets a 75. We've got Storm and Malenko getting a victory over the Southern Outlaws when Dean Malenko pinned Outlaw Duncombe, or submitted Outlaw Duncombe with a Texas Cloverleaf. And afterwards, Outlaw Duncombe is selling an injury. He was injured during the match. This is a kayfabe injury, of course. This is just to write him off TV for the time being, as I want to progress the storyline with the Southern Outlaws. So he's kayfabe injured for the time being. He's probably going to take like 6 months, maybe 9 months off. So we're not going to see Duncombe for a little bit. Cutting a promo is Chris Jericho and Chris Candido, and Billy Kidman comes out and he questions whether or not Chris Jericho is under the weight limit for the Cruiserweight division. So, 66. Billy Gunn gets a victory over Mark Merrow. This was supposed to be Triple H versus Mark Merrow, but unfortunately Triple H was left stranded at the airport and was not able to make it to tonight's show. So Billy Gunn takes a spot and gets a victory over Mark Merrow with the Fameasser. And afterwards, the New Age Outlaws cut a promo on Show-Rock, facing them next week. I think it's 64. The Rock is talking to the Big Show backstage. He needs a tag team partner for his match against The Undertaker and Mankind at GCW on NBC, which is this week, which I believe is on Friday. And Big Show is going to team with The Rock to face Undertaker and Mankind on the special, so 77. And then our main event, Booker T makes defense number 1 of the IC Championship, defeating Eddie Guerrero of Battle Pro Initiative after Chris Benoit ran in and attacked Eddie. So it gets an 81, which is not too bad. And that's going to end our show with an 83, and I'm going to take that. That's not too bad. Good profits, raising popularities. That's it for February 3rd Fuel. We've still got our Rival TV. And I'm not going to show the booking process because we have 3 shows to cover this episode, so I'll be right back with Rival TV. Alright, we're here, Rival TV number 22 on February 4th. We're starting off with Johnny Ace and Taz cutting a promo, and Shane Douglas and Jerry Lynn end up coming out. And that's going to be it. Yep, nothing else to add for this. Darren Drozdov takes on Mark Henry, and Darren gets the victory over Mark Henry after interference from Baron Von Buchanan. It's a 25. The Coalition, Edge and Christian cutting a promo, and the Disco Storm, Disco Inferno and Mike Awesome come out, and Mike Awesome will face Edge in tonight's main event. Just Incredible is backstage. He's cutting a promo, and he lays out a challenge for the Rival Pro Heavyweight Champion, Taz. So he gets a 35. The Sultan gets a victory over the Blue Meanie, and this did pretty good, actually. I was not expecting this, but he gets a 50. And afterwards, the Sultan beats down BWO, so Nova, Steven Richards, and the Blue Meanie. And then your main event, Mike Awesome gets a victory over Edge with the Awesome Bomb, and they had great chemistry, which is always fun to see. 56, and that's not too bad. Our popularity's growing. So not too bad for Rival Pro, but we're not done with this episode yet. We've still got GCW on NBC to book. Just going to show the results, as I always do for events and specials and the like. It's our first special on NBC. It's only an hour. It's 75 minutes. So it should go pretty well if we look. It's only an hour. So I'll be right back with GCW on NBC right now. Oh, before I go, I forgot. I got Adrian Adonis. We managed to sign him, and he's going to be making his way to GCW soon. But I don't really have big plans for him as of yet. I do have a storyline plan for Adrian Adonis, Bobby Duncombe, which is why I had to write him off for the time being. But Duncombe is off until July, and probably even later than that. So Adrian Adonis is going to do a lot of sitting around for the time being. Anyway, let's get into GCW on NBC. Alright, we are here, final show of today's episode. It is GCW on NBC 1, and only an hour show, 75 minutes, which is not too bad. So let's get into the show. So we're starting off with commentary opening the show. It's Joey Styles and Mauro Ranallo tonight, and they welcome everyone to the show in front of a sellout crowd. And let's get right into it. So we're starting off with Perry Saturn versus Stevie Ray for the television championship. And Perry Saturn wins the match by DQ, which means that Stevie Ray is still the GCW World Television Champion. Gets an 82. We move on backstage to Gene Okerlund interviewing the Cruiserweight Champion Chris Jericho. And he will have a weigh-in at No Love Lost on pay-per-view. And if he is over the weight limit for the Cruiserweight division, he will vacate the Cruiserweight Championship. So, see you back on pay-per-view. Next up, Billy Kidman takes on Chris Candido, and Billy Kidman does get the victory over Candido in 9:48 with the Shooting Star Press, gets a 72. And next up, we've got Dustin Rhodes versus Buff Bagwell. Dustin gets a victory with the Final Cut, and it gets an 81, but afterwards, Raven and Canyon attack Dustin Rhodes, leaving him laying in the ring. And Raven and Dustin, of course, facing off on pay-per-view next week. But we're not done. We've got a tag team match in our main event. It is The Undertaker and Mankind facing off against The Rock and The Big Show. Undertaker and Mankind are facing off in the triple threat, also with The Rock, at No Love Lost. So will they be able to work together tonight? And they do. Undertaker and Mankind defeat The Rock and The Big Show when Undertaker pinned The Big Show with a tombstone piledriver, getting the big man up. And did pretty well. Mankind with a 79, Undertaker with an 87, Big Show with a 67, and The Rock with an 80. So it gets us an 85, which is not too bad. Gets us an 82, and I'll take it. It's a good segment. It's a good match. Undertaker, Mankind, The Rock, probably Perry Saturn. Yeah. And perfect. We're not doing a media scrum. It's only a small show. We've got plenty of those. So that's the first special for GCW on NBC. We've still got 2 of those on part of our deal, and those will be coming in the coming weeks. Last one is mid-March, I think. Alright. Deal expiring, 2 episodes remaining. Got 11 million viewers, and NBC's unhappy, did not meet the minimum requirements. What are the minimum requirements for NBC? It's an 83. What did we get? We got an 82. So I'm not going to lower the deal just yet. If the next one does bad, then I'll probably lower it, or I'll just take a worse deal next time, because we're probably going to do more specials. But that was a good show for NBC. And this is where we're going to end off today's episode. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. In the next episode, we'll be seeing GCW Fuel 104, Rival TV number 23, I believe, and No Love Lost pay-per-view. And this is the final episode for GCW in 2024. So, Happy New Year. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.